a data engineer. So these people design and maintain the infrastructure that supports the generation, processing, and storage. So they ensure that data pipelines are efficient, scalable, they're optimized, and they're reliable for analytics.
All right, so the one that we move on to is an ethical hacker. These are people who are hired by an organization or a company to crack the system so that they know that their system, so check the system for vulnerabilities. They use tools to find weaknesses in the system.
Hi guys, welcome back to Tech Sister. It is a new year. Happy New Year. I don't know if you can still say Happy New Year, but compliment
We
of the
haven't seen
season.
them, or we haven't had an episode.
If you thought we were gone, joke's on you. We're back and we're better. Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Yep, welcome back, everyone. It's been a good break.
It's
I
been a
guess
good
needed.
break. We hope everyone's well rested for this year, and we have more exciting content for you guys. Again, I am Nomfundo Ndala, and I don't go alone.
Hi, everyone. I am Tobeka Shabalala.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone.
So today we'll be doing a little bit kind of something that we did last year, similar a video to what we did last year. Do you want to tell them?
So we want to go into the different careers in tech, seeing as it's a new year and people probably want to know what careers they might get into or where they want to pivot into. So we just want to go into some few careers in tech, similarly as we did with software development, project management, and so forth. We're just going to go into that, kind of explain what we know from research, and hopefully you'll find this informative,
Yeah. So if you did not check out our video last year, we have careers that we explained a little bit more. This includes business analysis, software development, support, solution architect, basically this SDLC lifecycle careers. So if you do want to check that out, we'll pin the video on the comment section. But so we, again, as Tobeka mentioned, people, have different goals this year. So if you are looking to maybe break into tech this year, these are trending careers that you might want to have a look at. So first one on the list, and this is like, a trending field, which is data. So a data scientist. So we'll explain the careers, what you could study, the responsibilities and the tech stack that are required there. So a data analyst is a person who analyzes structured and unstructured data to uncover insights, trends, and patterns. They develop models using machine learning to predict outcomes and inform business decisions. So the responsibilities may include collecting, cleaning, and processing data. The tech stack includes Python, R, SQL, a little bit of Tableau and Power BI, regression and probability for stats. And what you could study is you could study a Bachelor of Data Science. There is a Bachelor of Data Science actually at UCT, I think, and Stellenbosch, if I'm not mistaken. Or you could just study basic computer science. But again, another one that you could study because they do a lot of statistics is applied math and stats. So that could put you on the right path.
Cool. All right, so moving on to something that's been trending a lot, cybersecurity analysts. And I think it's worth it to also pin the video that we did with Teb's Tech.
Yes,
maybe it will
definitely
go into more detail. However, from the little research that I did is this is a person who's responsible for protecting the company or organization's computer systems, their networks, their data, basically protecting from security breaches and cyber threats. So this can be monitoring, analyzing, and responding to security incidents. So this is a person who ensures that the organization is well taken care of when it comes to people, obviously threatening their systems. So comprehensively, I think of this as a career that, like I said, comprehensively, if you want to know more about this, go back to that video that Teb's Tech shared. I think he delves into more detail in that. And NQF level 4 seems to be something that people can do as a minimum requirement, or computer science, just to get into that. And also, I believe, though, I think as many have shared, it is a career that you can get into through short courses, because I think there's no dedicated
Course.
course that says
Yeah.
BSc in cybersecurity or something like that.
Yeah.
You'd probably need to go around and around and around to get to that. So yeah.
Yeah, but I think if you are studying maybe and you want to specialize, again, TUT does have a specialization called
Okay.
networking that has your Cisco certifications and they learn all those things. So I think it could assist a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next career is a data engineer. So these people design and maintain the infrastructure that supports the generation, processing, and storage. So they ensure that data pipelines are efficient, scalable, they're optimized, and they're reliable for analytics, right? The responsibilities, you would work with ETL tools. So you build and optimize those ETL tools. You manage data storage and you ensure that data is of good quality. Stack would include Python, would include Java. Hadoop is an essential, SQL, some cloud, ETL tools, like there's a lot. Also, if you want to study this similar to data science, you could study computer science, computer engineering, information systems, whatever course that you might find in IT could lead you anyway. You already know that. So yeah.
And how similar is it to data analyst?
Not that similar, no.
Not similar.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the one that we move on to is an ethical hacker.
Okay.
So we know hackers as the ones in hoodies who are breaking into systems.
Hoodies.
Yes, you just imagine a hoodie in a dark place. But this is ethical, which means these are people who are hired by an organization or a company to crack the system so that they know that their system, so check the system for vulnerabilities. They use tools to find weaknesses in the system, simulate an attack, so simulate how a person would attack the system. They need to document their findings, so documentation. So they need to document their findings and help improve the systems and the security. If there are security issues, they too can fix the issues so that they can ensure that they do not exploit the systems of the organization through threats, right? And this one, I wasn't it wasn't clear on the qualifications that someone would have. But like, I believe there are tools that are there, and probably still a BSc in computer science. And I didn't see any short courses around ethical hacking.
Okay.
So maybe it's something similar to cyber security analyst, because obviously you know what to check for in order to see how the system could be broken, basically. They can also be called penetration testers, by the way.
I think it's quite similar to cybersecurity, like an analyst, or because I don't think that institutions would really teach us how to hack, But short courses, I think they should check Debs again. He does share short courses on how to get into cyber.
Because for me, I think the difference becomes as an analyst, you are finding stuff.
Yeah.
As a hacker, you are breaking it in
so it's
order
like a developer and a business analyst.
Yes, or a tester as well, because testers must break the system so that, for example, if you thought that the person will just click OK, imagine if the person clicks cancel, what must happen? So I think it's that defensive mechanism. So
okay, so the last one that I will share or from a data perspective is a data analyst. And then after this, I'll just give like an overview of how a data engineer, a data analyst, and a data scientist would actually work hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
So a data analyst extracts actionable insights from data to help organizations make data-driven decisions. So they often create dashboards and reports for visualizations. The responsibilities include querying the database to extract relevant data, analyzing data sets to identify trends and insights, and create dashboards and report. And the skills would be SQL, Excel, Python, Power BI, Tableau, or whatever visualization tool. And you could study business science. Apparently, you could also study economics and mathematical science, because I think economics are people actually check like trends and
Yes,
so
makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense.
So in a nutshell, like you see how we made an example on our previous video when we were doing the careers, we said that a business analyst would go and get information from stakeholders and then like document it in proper English that a developer would also understand, like a BRD or requirements document. The dev takes that document and code or develop whatever is in the document and then give it to a tester. So similarly with data engineering, so we have they work hand in hand because I do like bits and pieces in all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
So from a data analytics perspective, okay, a data scientist would maybe it starts from a data engineer. So the data engineer would develop like a data pipeline,
Okay.
right? To say, okay, data comes in from this point, and then we take the
So
data.
like a funnel. Think of a funnel.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, we're getting data from a website, right? If a data analyst needs to then visualize what for business purposes to make decisions, but they can't visualize the website, right? So the data engineer would build a pipeline to say, this is where we're getting data from. They do all the things, they fix the data, they sort it out, they put it in a database.
Okay.
Normally, most cases would be Hadoop, maybe or Apache or whatever. So it maybe goes into Hadoop. And then a data analyst, it can go straight to a data analyst. A data analyst is able to then go and query the data from Hadoop
Okay.
and then build a dashboard. So now, like a Power BI dashboard, you can query that straight from Hadoop, and then you use ODBC, whatever. Okay, I don't want to get too technical, but you query your the data there, and then you visualize whatever you want to visualize. So your graphs, and you say, okay, this is for business to say. Let's say if you are dealing with figures, to say we've lost 5 million as an organization, so that they can go and take the necessary action to say, okay, if we are losing this much money in a certain maybe risk field or whatever, then they can fix that and take the necessary measures, right? And then a data scientist is sort of also in the middle, but it depends on the project or the organization. So maybe from a data science perspective, it's building machine learning models
Okay.
so that not models, not machine learning. Okay, you work with learning models. So you work with AI to say, okay, let's say, for example, let me make a practical example. You have data, and in that data, you say maybe we lose money when people create fake documents to go and open a bank account.
Okay.
And all of that. So you take that data, right, and then you can put it like in a model or whatever, and then it can give you trends and say, okay, maybe the amount of money we've lost is from fake documents. The amount of money we've lost is from fake policy and stuff like that. It really depends, but they work hand in hand, which is why when I read here, there is a little bit of Power BI also in data science. So data science and data analytics are quite linked, but they can also be quite far because it has statistics.
Depending on.
Yeah, it depends on the project. It's not a one size fits all, but in a nutshell, and this is from a me perspective, okay? This is what I've seen.
We still have to.
Yeah, and again, if you are looking to join or break into data science, I would recommend a organization called Explore AI. That's where I did my data engineering course. So they're quite great. They go into details, so you could check them out. But I think their name has changed. I forgot.
From Explore AI to something else.
Yeah, it was Explore AI. I don't know what it's called now, but yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Cool. So another cybersecurity field is cybersecurity specialist.
Oh, okay.
So this is a person or people who detect cyber threats, implement changes needed to protect the company. They go through a process of monitoring, detecting, directing, containing, and remediating threats. So it kind of sounds like they're doing everything that needs to be done in order to get the threats out of the way rather than just finding the threats within the systems, whether it's network and so forth. And then the qualification one can pursue is obviously a BSc or a bachelor's in computer science, or go into a master's in computer science. There are CompTIA certifications that they could do. And specifically, it said, I think there was a question around how soon can someone get into the field, and it gives a more of like a 2 to 4 year a 2 to 4 year period, rather than saying 6 months or
Yeah,
3
yeah.
months. I'm in. So I think it's very intense in terms of how you get into it, and it's not just a entry into it and then you're there. I think like with any tech field, once you're in there, I think you can pivot into it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's very easy to just say you're a cybersecurity specialist.
So is it like, it sounds similar to a cybersecurity analyst.
Sounds similar, but I think an analyst, like how you explain data engineer versus data analyst versus, it sounds like one of them is just looking at what is presented to them versus another who's doing monitoring, who's fixing those threats or remediating from those threats as well. So yeah.
Again, Deb's Tech, if you're looking
That one.
if you're
I
looking
think
for
that
more
would
information.
really help. Yeah.
All right. Next is a cloud architect. So I think I would take a cloud architect as a solution architect. So except that for cloud. But they design and implement scalable, secure, cost-effective cloud solutions tailored to business needs. The responsibilities include design cloud architecture, ensure compliance with security standards, optimize cloud costs through resource management, and their skill would obviously be your AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. They use a lot of Terraforms and VPCs. They do scripting and Bash and whatever. What you would study is IT. Interesting, another one I found is electrical engineering.
Oh, really?
And computer science. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, last year I said solution architects are goats because, like, you need to know a lot about
and
you need to
how
keep
everything
up,
comes
how
together.
to come together, how everything, like, you need to know, no, we can't use C# for this project because of XYZ. We should be using,
We can't use this database.
exactly,
It will be costly.
yeah, you
in
know, this one
way.
is open source. Like, I feel like they know so much, and I feel like they're just a walking Google.
Right?
So yeah, similar to that, solution architect and cloud architect, but you'd be a cloud and a solution architect for the cloud. And I think it's also one of those careers that there isn't really a course for it. You diverge and transition into it because I think you need to have like that knowledge. For example, solution architect, you'd have to, because like I remember I told you that I don't remember, like there aren't a lot of roles for like junior solution architect
Yes.
because you'd have to have like the experience and the knowledge about what frameworks, why this framework and why not that framework. So normally you'd be like in your
But
senior
I
and
wonder
then
how. So would someone first need to be a developer for them to move into that?
Probably you'd be like, maybe you do a development, right? But you'd show interest in like tech as an overall. You Google new frameworks that are out and you say, actually, you know what, this framework is better than this one because this one is faster.
I think it would be nice to have someone in the architect space because it
yeah.
can't be that you just have to first, or maybe grad program.
But when you say it can't be that you just like, so are you saying we should find a junior solution architect?
No, we can find like a senior, right? But just to understand what their path was. And maybe just to understand, do they think there is space for people who are just coming from college? Because what if someone is listening to this episode, right? And they're like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, I want to do this one.
First do software development.
And because,
for like 5 years.
And I mean, architects don't code, like solution architects don't code like that.
It's a lot of documentation.
And diagrams, those diagrams they do.
This comes
architecture.
Together. Yes.
I think, you know what, don't forget to subscribe so that you can check.
Also share. Someone out there has to have,
We will definitely bring a solution architect or a cloud architect
yes.
in the next coming weeks. So make sure that your notifications are on.
If you want to directly go into it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to an AI specialist. Now, this I had
the
to
buzz.
read a lot because, I mean, it's something new and a lot of people want to know. So, an AI specialist is a person who designs, develops, tests, and deploys AI systems and applications.
Okay.
So, I'm wondering if they do all of this or you could do portions of it. I don't know. Okay, so they may work on different aspects and may need to collaborate with other professionals. So they will need to collaborate with analysts, software developers. So they come back to everyone else in the chain of the tech world.
Okay.
This can include non-technical skills such as ethical, social, and business aspects. So you probably don't need to always be like fully technical, or you also have to have other skills other than technical skills. And they do programming of computers to simulate thinking. So these systems that they create are supposed to be systems that that work on their own, that simulate someone thinking, of course, because they need to know if I get this answer, this is what I need to respond. And then programming languages that I found was Python, R, Java, and C++. And they need a knowledge of big data technologies such as Apache Spark, Hadoop, Cassandra, MongoDB. And then in terms of studies, again, the bachelor's degree, it can be in mathematics, it can be in data science, it can be in statistics, and in computer science, of course. And that's to qualify entry level, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
So these mathematics, data science, and all of that, it's just for entry level. And then for me, I think just an add on from my side, I think like any other tech career, once you're in the entry level, keep improving yourself, because then that's how you obviously specialize in something.
I'll share my 2 cents about like all these careers at the end. Next career is a DevOps engineer. Now, DevOps engineers bridge the gap between software development and IT operations by automating CI/CD pipelines, monitoring systems, and maintaining deployment infrastructure. So some organizations, this like you might do DevOps when you're a dev. Like you deploy your own pipelines, you do your own Terraform and everything like that. That's actually DevOps engineering, but maybe you do it like high level.
Okay.
But there are people who work with, deploying stuff. They say like, we are deploying on Friday night, they're on standby. Those are the ones that will work on weekends to make sure that the project or whatever, the code that was deployed on Friday did not break anything and went smoothly. Otherwise, they need to revert back and all of those things. The responsibilities include automating and maintaining CI/CD pipelines. They implement and monitor infrastructure. They ensure system reliability, scalability, and security. Tech stack would include Docker, Kubernetes, Python, Bash, Go, cloud like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. And what you could study again is computer science or software engineering. So these are the people that make sure that, when when you push your code and then it's ready for deployment.
So they make sure that pushing your code will actually push the code and not break.
Yeah, kind of.
Because I was about to ask, I mean, most people use DevOps, so they're sitting at the back of whatever we are busy with.
I think so. I think they're just sitting at the back because some teams don't have like a DevOps.
Yes, it's not a career that.
It's also not that, and apparently it pays well. Apparently,
everything pays well. If you know nothing about. All right, so then we move on to machine learning engineer. This one as well, I needed to read a lot. I didn't find too much. So this is an individual who designs, builds, and researches artificial intelligence systems. So they research what an AI person would be using and doing. These systems will then be self-running. Okay, I think I made the mistake. These systems will be self-running and can automate predictive models.
Okay.
So they're the ones who design, who build, and research artificial intelligence systems.
Mhm.
And then the qualifications could be a BSc in computer science, data science, or software engineering. And for further studies in masters, you can do a master's as well in that. I have never heard of an entry level job in this. So, machine learning engineer.
There is
There is.
kind of, like entry level is like 2 years experience.
But then you building systems, you researching AI, or are you researching trends? Like it's one of those that didn't have too much information when I searched.
We'll find a machine learning engineer.
I
So
hope
that
we find one.
we will definitely.
Okay. I don't know machine learning engineers out
We'll
there.
find them. Someone out there will find
Yeah,
them.
so it didn't have too much information on that one. But yeah, I think most of them, like BSc in computer science,
Yeah.
is something. Stats and maths seem to be a thing.
Okay. So if you are doing computer science, it's so easy to get into any career in tech, especially if you did one that has coding. I feel like, and keep saying this, you could be anything. You could wake up tomorrow and decide you want to be a data analyst. Fine,
Yeah,
you can become
do something non-technical.
exactly. You could become a technical. There's a BI data analyst, which is like sort of a data analyst, but it's also like a business
PR.
analyst combined. This is just like this opportunities are endless. Okay, you could get into anything. So I feel that if you don't have a qualification though, and you want to break into tech, careers such as data analyst don't require a lot of. Oh, but hey, Excel is hard.
Yes, when you're doing it for data analysis.
Excel. I'm so sorry to anyone I maybe like looked
Yeah, you
down
like,
on and undermined when they said they're doing Excel. I'm just like, it's just
because I
Excel.
also remember way back when doing a project where you needed to
Yo,
have all these
and they do like
formulas.
pivot tables.
Yes, pivots and I was like,
You know what? And I think this is like devs struggle a lot with Excel. Excel is so
yes,
hard. You know what? If you know Excel, you could be a data analyst because it requires a lot of Excel. It's just
all these formulas that
yo.
need that to join with that in order to give you.
I'm so sorry to Excel. Like forgive me. But anyways, if you are not doing maybe a computer science degree or a degree at all, and you just want to break into tech, careers like data analyst, could be, careers that you want to look at because, I mean, for example, data engineering does have a lot of SQL, data science does have a lot of
And I think the
mathematics.
cyber as well. Like
Yeah,
from the information that's online, it seems like for now it's still a bit easy.
yeah.
Let me not say easy, but it's still
It's not
doable in
congested.
terms of um, getting a short course that really is reliable
Yeah.
and actually going into it, or getting, because some of the stuff like we've heard is some of it is non-technical. You're
Yeah,
just
yes.
literally looking at what's happening with the data, who did what in the network,
I'm not sure if you saw in TikTok, there was a lady who was trending a bit on how she said that she's selling a cybersecurity course, and you don't
Really?
need, and she said it's so easy to get. And so this other lady, I think she knows cybersecurity, so she was like, stop using courses in IT as digital like as a digital marketing thing, because you know how
Oh,
they
so
sell.
they do digital marketing.
Yeah, so she's like,
2 hour lives.
exactly. So she's like, she's selling the course. I was like, so I said, people must just go and listen to Dev's Tech. He has a list of careers that he shares that are technical,
Yeah,
non-technical,
yeah.
that he's done from a cybersecurity space. So if you want to get into that field, if you do that without a degree. And then your machine learning and AI, I think you also could break into that without qualification. You could break into anything without qualification, but if you are doing computer science, it becomes obviously more of an advantage and it's easier, especially with now I'm impressed with how varsities are actually adapting to trends.
Yes.
This one institution that I won't mention a name is quite slow, but they've adapted.
Wow.
But they've adapted to, like, trends of. They do have a data science course. So
Okay.
I did data science at school, and then I also did with my postgrad, and then I also did data engineering on the side. It was a 1-year course. So at Expo AI, if people want to look into that.
Explore AI.
Yeah. But again, you could break into literally anything that you want. And we will be bringing guests in these
We really
fields.
need to have guests
Yeah.
in these fields.
Yeah, we will be bringing guests in these fields of expertise so that they can provide more knowledge. But yeah, if you're looking to break into tech this year,
Here's some stuff.
the opportunities are endless. You could do literally anything. So, anything else from your side?
No, this was insightful even for me,
Yeah.
because I literally had to research, because it's not careers that I sit and I know
Yeah,
about
definitely.
of my head. So like I'm saying as well, it will really be nice to have people in these careers, because then they can go into more depth. Because I think more than anything, you also want to understand the day to day. Like what
Yes.
does a person who is an AI specialist do on a day to day? We all do stand ups, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe just that's the only common thing. What else?
And I mean, you don't wanna go maybe and say, oh, because AI is trending, let me be an AI specialist, only to find that you actually hate what they do. Maybe you're not an office person. Maybe you're not a.
Or you're not a, what is it,
Let me.
information person, because some of
Yeah.
these careers need you to constantly be reading, documenting.
So devs hate documenting. So, for example, I struggled with data because I told you I do all of them, like, but
Bits.
yeah. So I struggled a lot with data and analytics, or being a data analyst when I started, and especially the fact that I struggle with color. So data analytics, you are visualizing dashboard, you need to make it look nice, and so that you can show business, so that they can understand. So they need to look at something that's colorful and that's calling them.
And
And
with the right
yeah, so
emphasis.
if you are just a black and white person, and this is why I think, I used to do front end development, and it's just like,
No.
no, I must decide on a pink.
And that this must go to the left, and that.
Like, I struggled a lot. So you need to, take those also into consideration, your personality. Do you like dealing with people, dealing with stakeholders,
Yes.
presentation? If you are building a dashboard, obviously you need to present. And, and explain. If you are doing front-end development, you
Also
need.
architecture. They're going
Yes.
to architecture forums.
So exactly. So you can't be, yes, you can be shy, but you need to learn how to
Because you'll
present
be
and
speaking
speak
to people
a lot.
at a high level who
And
need.
they'll ask you, okay, so why did you decide on C# for this project and not C++ again? Why not Java? And then you need to provide reason. If you're saying a database,
You can't just cry.
exactly,
And go.
it's the one I know. I chose C# because I know it. So you need to provide reasoning. So you need to look at your personality when you are going into careers and say, okay, no, actually, I don't want to speak to people. I'm a dev. I just want to be in a hoodie and sit in my
hide
own
in
little
the
corner and be a back-end developer. That's perfect. Because also with front-end development, you actually need to present your front end.
Demos.
Exactly. You need to demo and say, okay, no, this thingy. But when you are back end, you just code and push. Say it works, and then they say no, it doesn't, and then you say, I'll
And then
fix
when
it.
they say, I've clicked the button, it didn't do anything. Okay, I'm looking at it in the background.
Yeah, so it's just that. So yeah, but we will bring people into these
Definitely.
careers that will provide more insight.
Definitely. Yeah.
Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you guys had a lovely 2024 and you're excited for 2025. We have so many interesting guests. Make sure that you are tuned in. Share this with your friends, your family, your grandmothers. I'm joking.
Everyone, actually.
Yeah, but don't forget to share, like, subscribe.
And subscribe, it's free, please.
Yes, and it takes less than a second to do that. And until next time, bye.
Bye.